agents reflecting on their own performance. This is an interesting experiment by the Autogen team that shows how we can add another layer of critique, or basically assessing the performance of an agent using another nested chat with a critique agent that reflects on the output of the agent. I know this might sound complex because I just used a lot of perhaps buzzwords in order to basically explain a simple idea. Basically, what this notebook, which I'm going to share with you in a moment, does, it takes a task, it asks the agent to create the task, and then it basically reflects on the tasks, provide criticism, and adjusts and optimizes based on this reflection and feedback. And the reason why I find this so useful is because if you've been following me in the last videos, you know that I still don't use any agentic framework in production level automation yet, because I don't feel that they are production level ready. I wouldn't say they are not trustworthy, but the thing is that we need a lot of layers of control and QA in order to feel comfortable of deploying these agents in the production level. Because if we are using these agents on behalf of our own name or our startup name, there is a lot of risk involved, because if the agent spits out wrong information or something that looks like it was generated by a bot, it might harm our reputation. So this is why in the past I used to use agents only in very minor instances, and most of the automations were controlled by an RPA tool. But this framework or ability to reflect on the output seems very powerful. And although this could have been achieved as well in the past using just different structure of the project or different structure of the task, this seems to be yielding better results. The use, I don't know if I should attribute this to the fact that it is a nested chat, probably not, or maybe perhaps to the prompt, but based on my test and also the test that was conducted by the Autogen team, this seems very powerful and promising. I wrote a summary. Basically, there is this notebook provided by the Autogen team. We will go over it in a moment. Afterwards, I will share with you a use case that I've used on my own, and I actually loved the results. But let me first show you what Claude basically provides an outline of this code and what happens in this code. So this code demonstrates how to implement a reflection-based AI system using the Autogen library. The system consists of 3 agents: user proxy, the writing assistant, and the reflection assistant. The code starts by importing the Autogen library and configuring the LLM. Okay, pretty straightforward. Then 3 agents are created: the user proxy, which acts as a proxy for the user, handling user input and deciding when to terminate the conversation. We have the writing assistant. I hope this is big enough for you to see. We have the writing assistant, which in this instance generates a blog post content based on the user request. And we have the reflection assistant, which reflects on the generated content and provides critique and recommendation for improvement. I will slow down. If you guys want it faster, you can obviously use the YouTube control features and make it faster. Next, the reflection assistant is set up as a nested agent within the user proxy. When the writing assistant generates the content, the reflection assistant is triggered to provide critique on that content. First, the user proxy initiates a chat with the writing assistant, requesting an engaging blog post about recent updates in AI. The request specifies the desired length and target audience. The writing assistant generates the blog post content and sends it back to the user proxy. Then the user proxy triggers the reflection assistant to analyze the generated blog post, and the generated blog post provides critique and recommendation on style, on the section, etc. And then the user proxy received the critique from the reflection assistant because it was a nested conversation, and it forwards it to the writing assistant. And then the writing assistant takes the critique into account and generates an updated version of the blog post, incorporating the suggested improvements. And then the updated blog post is returned to the user proxy as the final output. This code demonstrates an iterative process of content generation and reflection, where the writing assistant creates the initial content, the reflection assistant provides feedback for improvement, and the feedback loop aims to enhance the quality and depth on the generated blog post. As I mentioned, the code showcases the use of nested agents, where the reflection assistant is triggered as a sub-agent within the user proxy conversation flow. Now let's go over the code. So pretty straightforward, pretty much like I mentioned, like Claude mentioned over here, because what I did, I copied this whole text and I just pasted it into Claude and asked Claude to explain this code. Okay, so we have the user proxy, not using Docker. We have the writing assistant, and the prompt, the system message is, you are a writing assistant tasked to write engaging blog post. You try to generate the best blog post possible for the user's request. If the user provides critique, respond with a revised version of your previous attempts. Then we have the reflection assistant, generate critique and recommendations on the writing, provide detailed recommendations, including requests for length, depth, style, etc. Here we have the nested chat, which is the recipient is the reflection assistant. The message is the reflection message, which is a variable, it's not hard coded. And the max turns is only 1. Then we have the user proxy, and his message is, write an engaging blog post on the recent updates in AI. The blog post should be engaging and understandable for the general audience, should have more than 3 paragraphs, but not longer than 1,000 words. Now let's see what it produced, and afterwards I will share with you my own use case. So you can see here, the user proxy is telling the writing assistant, write a blog post. Then the writing assistant starts creating a blog post, navigating the new frontiers of AI, a user-friendly update. We have this line, then AI gets creative, GPT-4 and more. The next headline is goodbye language barriers. The next section is health and AI, a match made in data heaven. Then another headline, then a headline regarding ethical AI, then looking ahead, and then a summary. So what do these updates mean for the average person? They suggest a future where AI will be part of the fabric of our existence. Blah, blah, blah. Now, the next step was the reflection. So basically, the user proxy sends the reflection to the reflection assistant. Reflect and provide critique on the following writing, and it took the whole output created by the writing assistant. Now, let's scroll down over here. And the reflection assistant provides feedback. The writing effectively communicates excitement and accessibility regarding the current future of and state of AI. Title. The title is catchy and encourages readers to explore the content. It does well in conveying that the update will be user-friendly. Introduction. The opening paragraph accomplishes its goal of setting a non-intimidating tone. Consider adding a brief mention of what specific updates or areas will be covered to provide the user with a roadmap. Then this section, it analyzes the next section, which is about AI getting creative. This section effectively demystifies a complex topic into an easy to understand language. It could benefit from a specific example of GPT's 4 capabilities or anecdotes. Then it covers the next section, provides feedback. Adding stats or comparing old versus new tech in a side-by-side feature list could enhance understanding. In this section, it suggests that it would be valuable to address potential risk or challenges to avoid painting an overly rosy picture. I love this, it's great. Then on the next paragraph, it suggests that it could be deepened by discussing the environmental implications of the Internet of Things trend, and so on and so on. Then the user proxy basically takes this feedback provided by the reflecting agent and sends it over to the writing assistant, as you can see over here. Now the writing assistant provides the new blog post based on the adjustments. So let's take an example of the adjustment. Consider adding a brief mention of what specific updates or areas will be covered in the introduction. Let's see if it does so. Okay, so as you can see here, from talking bots to health miracles, get ready to peek under the hood of tomorrow's technology that's knocking on our door today. Okay, incorporated this one. Let's see if it incorporates other stuff. So AI gets creative. So over here, the reflection agent said it would be great to provide specific examples. So let's see if it did so. Imagine a painter who can capture your dreams on canvas, or a composer who can turn your hum into a symphony. That's where AI with the new poster child GPT-4 is heading. Beyond crafting essays and charming chats, GPT-4 can now script your podcast or automate tedious coding jobs. For instance, a young coder recently used GPT-4 to develop an app overnight, a task that generally takes weeks. Awesome. I won't bore you with all the other implementations of the suggestions provided by the reflection agent, but as you can see, it does a great job and it really improved the content. Now let's go to my use case. I wanted to, I wouldn't say stress test it, but see how it works on my end, because obviously sometimes the examples work way better than the actual use case when we are trying stuff on our own. So over here, what I did, by the way, in order to get this running, it was very simple. Don't have to make many adjustments, just copy the code. Let me make this larger. Okay, so in this case, I use the same agents, but I just changed the prompt. So the writing assistant, I told him that you are a writing assistant tasked to write a short and witty cold email to Daniel. Daniel is an angel investor. Your goal is to get their approval to send them a pitch deck. So every startup wants to get, who wants to raise seed money is reaching out to angel investors, and they want to get their approval to send them the pitch deck. So I'm trying to leverage Autogen in order to write better emails to angel investors, in this case, Daniel. Your goal is to get their approval to send them a pitch deck. Your company created an AI automation solution and you're looking for a seed of $3 million US. You try to generate the best cold email possible for the user request. You also generate free follow-ups that you'll send in case Daniel, the angel investor, doesn't respond. If the user provides critique, respond with a revised version of your previous attempts. Now, we have the reflection assistant generate critique and recommendations on the cold email and follow-ups. Provide detailed recommendations, including requests for length, depth, and style. And now we have the writing assistant. So this is the task. And I set the max turns to 5. Now let me show you what it produced. I hope this is large enough. Okay. So this is the prompt or system message for the initiation of the Autogen conversation. This is the first cold email. So transforming the future of work, your invitation. Hi Daniel, quick question. Ever wondered what the love child of cutting-edge AI and seamless automation would look like? Spoiler, it's our startup. We're on the brink of revolutionizing how business operate, promising efficiency, scalability, and profitability. Our target, a seed round of $3 million USD to turn our vision into everyone's reality. But here's the catch. We want you on this journey. Your expertise and insight could be the missing piece in maximizing our potential. Before we unleash this beast, would you be open to reviewing our pitch deck? I promise it's as groundbreaking as it sounds. Looking forward, blah, blah, blah. Follow up. Quick nudge. Revolution at your fingertip. Hi, Danielle. Did my last message about AI-driven future and our startup got buried? Just a quick nudge. Your insights could really be a game changer for us. Then another follow-up. Missed connection or right on time. Danielle, in the time it takes to sip your coffee, you could preview the future of AI automation. We're still eager to get your take on our pitch deck. And the last follow-up. Hi Danielle, we are all about making advancements and not missing opportunities. As we move forward with other interested angels, I love it, creating scarcity or urgency. We wondered, is this the moment we part ways, or do you see a future in our collaboration? Your expertise could truly make a difference in this pioneering journey. Last chance to take a peek at what we're building. Shall we send over the pitch deck? Cool. So these were one email and 3 follow-ups, trying to convince Danielle, the angel investor, to take a look at the pitch deck. Now we sent these messages to the reflection assistant. Okay, now the reflection assistant is going to provide feedback. The cold email and follow-up series displays a mix of creativity and persistence. However, there are several areas for improvement. By refining these communications, you can enhance engagement, clarity, and professionalism. So the subject line is intriguing, but could be more specific to the recipient's interest or industry. Increasing relevance and likelihood of opening. Tone, while the playful tone can make the email stand out, it risks undermining the professionalism and seriousness of your venture. Consider balancing creativity with a more business-oriented approach. Clarity and conciseness. The email lacks clear information about the startup's domain, services, or the specific problem it solves. Providing a value proposition would help the recipient quickly understand the potential impact of your solution on their needs or interest. And the CTA is appropriate, but it could be strengthened by offering a direct link or attachment, when appropriate, obviously. So these are the recommendations for the cold email. Here are recommendations for the follow-up. The follow-up frequency is reasonable because in the initial task, it also provided when we will send the follow-up. The tone in the follow-ups, it ranges from casual to slightly more formal. Consistently, based on the reflection agent, he believes that consistency is the key. Now, it says that the series lacks escalating urgency or an evolving value proposition. Ideally, each follow-up should add value or urgency. Now, recommendations for all follow-ups. In the first follow-up, briefly highlight an achievement or validations since your last email. Nice idea, because many angel investors, they want to see traction or progress. Second follow-up. Offer a specific insight, short case study, or an example of how your startup and automation approach is generating results. Propose a brief call. And the last follow-up, acknowledge their busy schedule and propose a final specific time for a call or a meeting. Now, here are general recommendations. Now, we exit the nested chat, and the user proxy is taking these reflections or feedback and sending it over to the writing assistant. Now you can see the revised emails over here. So, hey Danielle, hope this finds you well. As someone renowned for shaping X industry, I'm reaching out to share something pioneering and right up your alley. I like it. So first of all, it complements, and then it shares why the context is relevant, why this opportunity is relevant to the angel investor. Why you, Daniel? Also personalization. Your track record of insightful investments and deep understanding of technology's impact make you the ideal partner to navigate this frontier with us. Now, here's the follow-up. I hope this message finds you well. Since we last spoke, has achieved X. This is amazing. I actually really love this because I think in a while I didn't see like how these agentic frameworks generate, or perhaps more GPT-4, how it generates valuable, up-to-date, and really smart messages. And in this case, I really feel this is really good. Let's move on to the next follow-up. So innovation waits for no one. And we've recently uncovered insights that could significantly impact X industry. So adding more urgency. And the last follow-up based on the suggestions of the reflection agent. I understand you have a bustling schedule, so I'll make this concise. As we continue to garner interest and secure commitments, I wanted to extend one final invitation to explore a potential partnership. Blah, blah, blah. Now, this is sent again to the reflection agent. And the reflection agent is going to provide feedback and criticism. So I'm taking a look to see. Basically, let's see the bottom line. And the bottom line is generated by the user proxy and being sent over to the writing assistant. So the subject line is engaging and suggests exclusivity, which can be appealing. However, consider adding a personalized touch by including the recipient name or a specific aspect related to their achievements in the industry to increase open rate. So adjusting the subject line, adjusting the opening line, improving the follow-up, improving second follow-up and third follow-up, and overall suggestions. So each communication will significantly benefit from more personalized touch. So as you can see over here, again, subject has been improved. Danielle, unlocking industry potential with AI, your insights needed. So you can see the improvement and the adjustments based on the reflection agent. Now, again, another turn. We are taking the last version of the emails, sending them to the reflection agent. I'm not going to cover everything because I think you get the gist. But as you can see, this goes on and on and on and on until we get the last final emails. So let's see the last emails. So the first email is, subject line is, Danielle, is now the time to transform specific field with AI? Then they noticed recent work. Another follow-up, again with personalization. A case study specific for Danielle. And then the last one, again with Danielle and calling to have a conversation. Wow, I really love this. I'm very excited, to be honest, because again, I told you in the last few weeks or so that I felt that we need to add a lot of control and to QA everything that is done by the agentic frameworks. But the output in this instance is really good and actually pretty mind-blowing. I don't know if it's related to the prompt or to the mechanism of having only 3 agents, one providing the critique and one adjusting, but I really love this, and I see how this use case and other similar stuff could be implemented in production level. If you have any questions regarding the video, let me know. If you have any comments or feedback, obviously I'm always happy to hear any feedback, constructive feedback. If you didn't like the length, if you wanted more context, whatever you feel like, just drop it in the comment section below. Obviously, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And obviously like the video as well, because it gives me feedback regarding if you enjoy the video, and then I analyze the amount of likes and subscribes per video, and then I know if I should double down on any specific type of content. And yeah, I guess that's it for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, keep on automating.